Welcome back to Rex Radio. It's your guy, Kai, and we're on episode 3. We made it, guys. Oh my goodness. I can't believe we made it this far. I want to shout out all the lovely people that are on this week's episode. We have Jess. I'm going to unmute Jess real quick. Jess, say hi.
Hi.
All right, we have Tiana. Tiana, say hi.
Hey.
Hi, guys. I'm going to mute you back. Oh, sure. You can mute yourself quick. All right, Jerome.
Hey, what are you guys saying? I'm here.
No Homer background this week. We retired it.
Nah, put it down.
Okay, we're muting you by phone. Moving on. We have the lovely Talir. Oh, shoot.
Hi.
This is gang. I'm muting you back. And we have Alia. Is that a name right?
Hi. Yeah, you did. Thank you.
This week's episode is on women empowerment and power to the women. International Women's Day came yesterday. I felt it would be important to highlight the women in our community and perspective on a few questions. So I'm going to jump right into it. And I want to ask the women first, and you guys can raise your hand to answer. What does International Women's Day mean to you? Talia, you can go. I'm going to unmute you, or you can, I got you.
I muted myself. But anyways, I think International Day, Women's Day for me is kind of like that one day I can like appreciate the women that I look up to, or like appreciate the women that have helped me in my life, right? I mean, like, you know, every day we all do like our daily things, whatever, right? But it's like one day where you could just like stop and be like, you know, thank you for doing your thing, being strong, right? So I think like it's just like a one day to show like appreciation for women just being women and succeeding and so on.
Hi. So International Women's Day for me is every day. I try to appreciate the women in my life every day, hype them up every day, let them know that they're important every day. But like specifically yesterday, I just made sure that I send an extra greeting to them and telling them that I appreciate them and thank you for being in my life.
I'll go next. For me, International Women's Day is kind of celebrating the talents that's around us. For me, yesterday, I was able to sit in a few Women's Day celebrations, and it was really nice to see how far a lot of young women have come to celebrate and achieve, whether it's in arts or anything else. It's just really amazing to see.
For me, what it means is celebrating the diversity and the different gifts that each woman brings, and knowing the fact that when we lift each other up, it's far better than, you know, breaking each other down. Just letting people know that, you know, you can help another woman shine and still recognize your own worth too, because it's better when we're shining together and we're celebrating what we bring to the table, because everybody's just different, right? So celebrating each other's gifts, talents, and just being like, you know what, I recognize your hard work, and taking the time to let them know, like, I see you, keep pushing.
I appreciate women. I appreciate all of your input. Now, guys, we are not women, you know, but we do have women that have supported us in our lives or that we care about dearly. So I want to ask you guys, what does International Women's Day mean to you from a male perspective?
Yo, this is good. So, to me, to be honest, like, I don't want to like repeat what everyone else said, but like, yeah, just to appreciate women, but like, I don't need a specific month or day to appreciate women, right? That's how I see it. Like, I'm not trying to be the party pooper or whatnot, but like, I don't need a month to appreciate women. I don't need you know what I mean? Like, I appreciate women regardless. You know what I mean? Just like, I have a Black History Month or whatnot. Like, I don't need a month. Right? I appreciate women throughout my days, 365. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But of course, I definitely like to see how everyone is coming together though, like that. That's really good. I like the bonding, the extra bonding though, that comes with this. Nice.
I hear you still. And just for myself, real quick, just to be the devil's advocate, is there even an International Men's Day? Is there a day for men?
It's every day.
Wow,
I'm about to say that's every day.
Oh no, like curveball. Do we feel like there should be an International Men's Day as well? Just because I believe that the women should have a day, but do you think like the men should have a day, like like September or something like that? Like the women get the first half of the year, and the men get the second half of the year. Like, I don't know. You guys, whoever watches this, let us know in the comment section or whatever. Should there be an International Men's Day? But just Steve, what does International Women's Day mean to you?
Yeah, I guess it's just another day. We just appreciate the achievements that the women in our lives have done for us, or like in general, just like the women in the world have done for the world. And it's just another day we actually idolize and actually sit down and look at it, because I feel like this day was made because we don't actually take in of what all the achievements and all the things that the women have done in this world. So they made this day just for, I guess, us to actually sit down and appreciate, understand, and look at what they have done in this world. Oh, sure.
I hear you. And in the chat, Jess and Talir reminded me, and for those that possibly didn't know, there's the International Men's Day, November 29th. So I for some reason, I feel like it would have been at the end of the year. So we do have a day to celebrate women, and we do have a day to celebrate men. And I feel like it's important to celebrate the women for all they do in our community. And I don't know, for some reason, the women are just doing a lot more than the men nowadays, but that's just how I feel about the situation. Jordan, what does International Women's Day mean to you?
First, I didn't even know that we had International Men's Day. That I kind of found that kind of crazy. But International Women's Day. Another thing, I knew Jerome was gonna say that, because knowing Jerome and like even the Valentine's talks, if you pay attention to his patterns, he believes in this type of stuff, right? More so like him doing it all the time. So I'm more with Jerome, but I also believe that day just means giving a little more, just saying I love you a little bit harder, just letting them know you appreciate them, saying why, being more mindful of it, being more aware, and being more present-minded with the accomplishments and things that women have done. I think that's what it is. And just like saying, again, I gave like a general one, but I only selected very few people that I said happy, actually said it to them. So Jess, feel special. But yeah, so I think that Women's Day is a day to empower them and recognize the beauty that they do and the impact that they have in your life.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. And this next question is for just the women. And then, man, I'll come back with the curveball, because I feel like as much as we need to empower the women, there's some things we need to address as well, just for conversation's sake. So, women, I want to ask you guys, because you guys all are at different stages in your lives and stuff like that, and in careers and schools, etc. So I want to ask you guys, what barriers have you faced as a woman in becoming successful in your fields or like school? Because, not everyone has a career just as yet. And like, how did you overcome them? So
one of the biggest challenges that is prominent in my mind is from high school. And it was a female teacher, who preferred male students over female students. And she used to discriminate, and not only like female versus male, she also used to discriminate based upon like the marks you would get, like how good you were. And that has an impact, right? Because I was one of I did have good marks, but I never see myself as a person just because I have marks. I deserve more respect than another person who has less marks. Obviously, they have other skills that they should be appreciated for. But that teacher, she used to, like, there were guys in our class who would just cheat, open the book and cheat. And then I was like, Miss, this person's cheating, and then she would just ignore that, and I would be, and myself and other girls in my class as well, we would all be working our best. We all used to like come together and like in our one side of the class and just try to like solve the problems. that were given, and the guys would just sit and then move around, cheat easily. The teacher would come and be like, oh, nothing's happening. So that was very shocking for me the first time I experienced like something like that very clearly. Because usually I try to ignore it, I try to stay in my lane, but that was just very surprising. I was like, wow, a female teacher herself, like just cutting your own roots.
I feel you about that. I have experienced or seen situations where women have favored men over other women just because maybe in their lives they probably grew up with a father figure, or they relate more to men, so it's hard for them to have conversation or even put some favoritism on women, even though they are women, and there are women that are, they don't really have great relationships with other women. So I don't know if that may be her situation, but for you to have to go through that, I find like, to be unfair. But I appreciate you for sharing that story, and I hope that you've figured out a different way to overcome that. So we have Tiana. Tiana.
Hey. For me, there's two, and it has to do with the workplace. Overcoming the challenge of not being equally paid. I found out when I was working in this factory, just trying to save up for college, that my friend, he was getting paid more than me, and we were doing the same work. But I mean, I kind of understood, because like sometimes they would get the guys to, because what I was doing, I was like basically packing eggs into like a carton, and like we had to go like super fast. Like the machine is like spitting out the eggs like super fast, and they would stack it up, like the guys, because he's like 6'6", so he can like stack it up pretty high. So I understand that, but like I was putting in a lot of work, and I felt like, I don't know, I just felt kind of cheated when I found out that he was making more than me. I was like, that was one situation. And then another situation was in sales. I've been doing sales for a long time, and it's always the same thing. No matter what sales I do, it's always kind of like the guys are being respected. Like now I work around technology, and I am promoting like Google products, and whenever people come talk to me, they go, can you help me with these products? And I'm like, well, that's why I'm here. Like they kind of look at you kind of like, what do you know about technology, right? Because it's kind of like that's more of a male dominated area, and it's like you have to get over that that initial fear when talking to customers, like that fear of like, okay, they're gonna think I'm not competent enough to like, be talking about it. So it's just those two things. It's just overcoming the fact that sometimes you're going to be underpaid, and that's happening today in 2021, I'm pretty sure. And sometimes you're going to be overlooked just because you're a woman, and then because you're a woman of color too, it's just like a double whammy. So overcoming those challenges in the workplace.
And yeah, certain industries, it's hard to talk about certain industries because there's different rules and regulations in every field that you go in, and there's different people that are your superiors. So I guess sometimes those situations are based off of the environment you're in. I want to say that's like every environment, but I can hear where you're coming from. We go with Jessica real quick. Yes, we do.
Hi. So for me, being from a South Asian background, a lot of comparisons comes between daughters and sons and that kind of stuff. So I think growing up, it was really hard always being the one told to do a lot of the chores and stuff around the house when I saw my brother just lounging and chilling and stuff like that. But it was nice to see my mom, a single mom, as I got older, giving my brother more responsibilities. But that didn't pass on with my aunts and uncles, because they still go through gender roles saying, oh, you're a girl, you should do this. You're a girl, you should know how to do this. But it's like, does your son know how to do that kind of thing? So like, that was something that always bugged me a lot growing up.
Yeah, that's a scenario in itself. Just the pressure to have to be something, especially if you're not, enjoy that area of life. Like maybe you rather cook than clean or something like that, and then they're forcing you to clean, like, and it's like, oh, you don't really, that's not just because you're a woman, like you have to be the one to clean. And I've never been forced. Actually, I haven't cleaned, to be honest. because of the way my family is. But I feel like it's just unfair that, you know, women get pressured to do certain things that, you know, maybe men don't get pressured to the same degree to do. Talir, are you there?
Yes, I am. Okay, so I actually wanted to quickly add on to what Jess was saying because I was actually gonna say the same thing. But like I haven't experienced it like here with my own family because my own family, like, they try to be more equal. You know, my mom wants us both in the kitchen, or like we have to, like, we divide the work up evenly, right? But I definitely feel it with like other family here. I genuinely have a love for cooking, as most of you guys know. And so when other aunties figure out that I can cook, they literally get their daughters on the phone and be like, see, she's cooking for her mom. Like, why don't you cook for me? And I'm like, you need to stop. But I can't say that because obviously they're older and like disrespectful. But I definitely also felt it when I went back home. Back home, they have a lot, like, very hardcore values of like women should do this and men are meant for that. And it was like crazy. I've never been, because like I said, I've never been the one that was always doing the laundry, the cooking and everything. It was like me and my brother doing it equally here. But when I went back home, I saw myself doing everything and helping out with everything, and my brother just lounging around in the hammock outside. But yeah, so that was one thing I definitely wanted to add on to Jess and say. And another thing is ignorance. I've gotten a lot of ignorance, and when I say ignorance, I mean it as I do a lot of presentations, and especially like, I never noticed this myself, but when I was at a meeting for school and we had two representatives that were like doing their talk, and so one was male, one was female, and the female representative was trying to talk to us, and like obviously I was giving her like my attention, but everyone, because it was a big group as well, everyone was still talking, or most people, especially the males, were still talking. And then she got really like angry, and she was like, you know, if this was him, that wouldn't happen. And literally like 20 to 30 minutes later, we did like an activity and came back, and then he started like talking, and he had like everyone's attention within like a minute and all that. And so I was like, it was easy for me to relate, but it happens to a lot of people. Like, people don't tend to listen to women as much as men. So
that's an interesting take. I agree with everything you're saying, but to start to lead on to the next question, I'm gonna have to switch I'm gonna put on the hoodie. Just so this is the devil advocate hoodie. Guys, do you guys feel like there's equality? So the question is, do you feel like women get treated differently than men, or not really? Like, I want to hear the guys take on it first before the women, you know, jump in and try to, you know, say their piece. But guys, do you feel like women have like advantages over over men, or do you feel like, yeah, there is equality, or maybe they're just right now? All right, we're gonna go with Jordan. He's the first one I seen. Unmute.
Hey, I definitely don't think that women are equal to men. I don't feel like there's equality for them, not fully at least. I think we're starting to at some point, and I think it's progressing, but I don't think there are. When it comes to jobs, we see it when we just outside, again, like talking to people, dishes, like stuff like that, just inside families. I think we have a little bit to go. Do I think it progressed? Yes. Do I think some women abuse it? Yes, but I think that with blacks, I think that with browns, I think that's with everything. So, but yeah, definitely they're oppressed, and definitely we need to do stuff to help them and get them out of that. And I feel that when men do meet up, sorry, I'm going a little bit long. I do feel that when men do meet with a woman that is hurt or had their own trauma, I think or a woman, for example, even more so a woman that is abusing the oppression or whatever, just remember that they're the bad one, and we need to still protect women, and let's not get emotional over that. Just remember why we're doing what we're doing and for what reason.
I hear you. I'm gonna let it go straight into Jerome. So, Jerome, wait, let me make sure you're unmuted.
You're muted.
I'm sorry, I'm trying.
Oh,
All
shit. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
So it's not a 50-50 game at all. I don't know. It's just, I don't know what else to say to that. It's not hidden. It's actually in front of our faces, right? But like, let's be real. Like, men are gonna find it hard to not take advantage of the opportunity, right? So a guy is gonna see. So for example, they're both qualified, but she has more accolades. Sure, got it. Boom. He gets picked for the job. He's not going to step down and say, hey, she deserves this job. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like we get put in situations where we want to get ahead, but then the world has us against each other, right? So it's hard. Like, it's not 50-50. And I feel like men are not going, like, of course, like, I'm different. Like, I'll say, yo, she got moved. Like, she does her thing. Like, I'll give credit where it's due. But I don't feel like everyone's going to do that. Because nobody wants to play an even game. Like, nobody wants to even on the battlefield ever. You've never been taught that. Somebody always wants an advantage. There's somebody at the top, someone at the bottom, and there's someone in the middle, right? So, I don't know. That's just what I see. So, yeah, women are not treated equally at all.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. I'm gonna go last. Steve.
But yeah, I don't think there's 50-50. Hopefully, but I don't think in anytime soon it will change. I just feel like more men are scared of what a woman can actually accomplish when it's put in the same role. Yeah, so yo, I'm moving chat. But yeah, I don't think it's 50-50.
Wait, so can I ask a quick question? Can everyone give their percentages as well as women? Like when you go, I just want to know what percentage you think. So Steve, if Jerome wants to come back quickly and just don't justify it, just tell us the percentage that you think it's at. So like the ratio out of 100.
80-20.
Cool. Okay. Jerome?
Damn.
70-30.
70-30, sorry, 70-30.
I think I'm going to go 70-30, 75-30. Jessica's face made me change my mind. I was going to say 70-30 and I'm going to go 70-30.
I was doing my own math in my head.
I'm going to go 70-30. I was going to go 75-25, but I'm going to go 70-30 as well. Kai, what do you think?
No, I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too.
Like my original thought was 60-40, but until I heard what you guys said, I might have to agree. It might be 70-30. And
yep.
Like, I don't believe there's anything as equality. Like, I don't believe equality exists in anything, like race, men or women, anything. There's no equality. I've just seen so much unfair things happen in society that it's like, I feel like sometimes you're just dealt certain cards that you're born with that you have to learn how to navigate through.
Yes.
And where women is the topic, I feel like there's obstacles that you guys have to jump over that, you know, like you have to climb a wall and I just go through the door sometimes. Like, and I've said earlier that I feel like women have been doing so much for the world. Like, I feel like women have been going so hard compared to men in the last like 10, since I've been born at least, that, you know, you guys are catching up. So it might have been 90-10, but now it's like 70-30. I'm hoping I could see a world where we get to at least 60-40, but I just know for sure men will just always have this 1% advantage. But honestly, there's no like men actually rule the world. There's more like male billionaires, there's more male like executives in high positions. So it's like until women could, like, you know, dominate in those areas, I don't believe.
I feel like a lot of it's religion too, to be honest.
I agree actually. Like, you can elaborate. We'll take some time to elaborate on the topic because talking is a little more serious. I believe religion is key, but why do you think that is, though?
You know what? That's a touchy topic. I'm gonna leave it as that, though.
Okay. I'm for that. You heard what we said. I know that might have hurt, but women, I'll give you guys the opportunity. Do you guys feel like there is equality, or do you feel like women are treated a little differently than men? You guys can raise your hands.
It kind of cut out. Can you say that again?
Okay. From just the question, right?
Yeah.
So I was saying, you heard what we said.
Yeah.
So now I'm giving you guys the opportunity. I'm taking off my devil advocate hoodie. Whether you feel there is equality or that women are treated differently than men. And Bill was the first person to put her hand up, so she can elaborate first.
I think that there is definitely not equality, but I do agree with what Jordan and everyone's been saying. Like, it definitely has gotten better from how equality was and how women were treated like 20, 30 years ago, right? But I don't think it's good enough. I think it needs to progress more, and it definitely needs to get better to the point where we can see a world where it's at least like you said, 60-40 or even 50-50, you know, pray. But yeah, I definitely think like it's got to progress more. It's got to evolve to like a better situation. And I definitely think people need to change their mindset a little.
So I agree, like it is a mindset thing. And one of the issues I personally see is that a lot of women, and especially the younger generation, it's been a weird shift since the concept of feminism came into play, that we have suddenly like a lot more power in what we do, what we say, from having none at all. And a lot of the younger generation, they are taking that and they're going off into a different direction, rather than, you know, like continuing to work in order to achieve the amount of equality that we want, right? Because we can't stop. Like, we have to keep going, and then the generation after, they have to keep going. It's a work in progress, not only for gender equality, but also in terms of race, and trying to eliminate poverty. All of these things matter. They all have to go hand in hand, and we have to keep working. There is no stopping. Like, but these conversations are important as well, right? Like, we cannot only just sit there and talk. We also have to, action is also part of it, right? Actions speak louder than words. So
Preach. That was well said.
thank you.
I agree. Yes. Your turn. Oh,
I honestly, Alia took the floor. I agree entirely with what she said. So not much to add to that, because it is actions that speak louder, right?
I forgot to ask the three of you guys before you guys speak. What's your percentage that Jordan brought up before?
I'm gonna say 70-30, only because there are women on the rise that are coming into very powerful jobs, and like we have women prime ministers, VP, and there are definitely a lot more representation happening out there of women in general. So I definitely think it's not closing the bridge or the gap, but it's definitely making a difference.
Okay, and what was your percentage?
I think it's 70-30. Like, in our minds, I think it looks like 70-30, but I'm pretty sure it's like 15-85 in reality. 15 and 85 in reality, probably, but in our minds and what we see through media, it's probably 70-30.
15 is interesting. I'm gonna hold on to that one. Tillier?
I'm actually gonna have to agree with Ilya. Like, on media and everything, I think the entire world thinks it's 70-30, and it could be to an extent, but it's definitely lower than that, between 15 and 25, even 20. Like, just around that age, between 15 and 30. And 70 and 85. I think that's the area we're in.
Tiana, it's your turn.
I think it's 50-50.
Oh.
And that's just because of the women that I've been surrounding myself with, and things I see on social media. Like, we have the platform, even right now, to voice what we think. We are being heard by just like this massive platform, because with social media, it's just so easy to shine a light on what's going on. I mean, when it comes to religion, I think it's like 7:30, because religion and culture does restrict certain women, and I do believe that. But being in Canada, being here right now, and being able to speak our mind freely, it's 50-50 for me. I can't even front. I'm not gonna act like, you know, we don't have it, like we don't have it hard. We do have it hard, but at the same time, we do have so much resources and so much like access to like things that allow us to grow and to support each other, right? So I mean, here in Canada, I think it's 50-50.
Okay, that one was shocking.
That's no, because you know what? It's interesting that she said that. Like, I feel like it's like from what I see. Like, I'm not a woman. I get it. I understand. Like, I'm not one. From like what I see, like not just religion, cultural, right? So my house, a good example. Like, I have to do things in the house. In a Caribbean house, we have to do stuff. The guys and the girls, we have to do stuff. Come on. Am I back? Right here?
Or just restart.
You're here. You're here.
Okay. So I feel like in a Caribbean house, men have to do what women do, and women have. I feel like women can say, like, I'm only speaking from my side. Like, I'm not speaking from anybody else. Like, women around me, they can say whatever the hell they want to say, do whatever that, like, they can speak for themselves. They can do things like, personally, putting careers and stuff into play. I get it, understood. It's hard, I get it. But like, cultural wise, like, I feel like around me, like, I can't speak for the world, because I feel like the world is. I can see why it's 15 to 85. Like, in my circle, like right here, like, women can do what they want to do. Like, the women around me, like, I see it. Like, my mom, like, they get it done. Like, you know what I mean? So I can see it, but I still feel like it's handicapped. Does that make sense, or did I lose you guys, or what?
No, I hear what you're saying. There are restrictions. It kind of depends, like how Tiana was saying, it's the environment you put yourself in, right? Are you putting yourself around people that empower you, or people that kind of hold you back? It's kind of, I think that's how I'm taking it. For me, I'm going back to the Indian household because it's very backwards. Not my specific household, but a lot of my relatives and stuff like that, where it's like, I'm a 28-year-old female. Why am I not married? I'm sorry. My brother's 32. Why is he not married? What's the difference? Right? There's a lot of stuff in that kind of sense where it's like, there's female roles, or roles for women and roles for men. And it's just about balancing that. Like, in time, it happens, right? If I'm doing a dish, he has to wash a dish. If I'm doing the laundry, he has to do his own laundry. Like, that's when I'll see it as 50-50, when it's happening all around me, not just in my house.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of what Jess said. I just feel like I feel Tiana did it. I didn't fully, like, I listened to what you said, but I can't fully remember. I just know for a fact Jerome did. But at the end of the day, no, actually, she did as well. You guys owned your own society, what you live in. You owned your own truth, right? I think that's different than your own opinion, right? Through your own experience. Like, it was well played and well said. Because at the end of the day, how can somebody tell you about your experience, even as a Black woman, as a Black person, so on and so forth, right? With that, I will say though, like, just like, it's like, I have a Black friend, he's like, oh, I've never been through racism. I'm like, that's great. Make sure you personalize that, because what you guys did. So like, I always say to people, personalize it, because around the world and through other people, there's stuff different. So like I thought what both you guys said is beautiful, and what Jess said was beautiful as well. So I for me, women have been more powerful, to be honest, more masculine. In where I've come from, in my own household, around the females that I surrounded myself with, dated, the friends, my friends, the ones my friends dated, they were all very, to be honest, abusive in a sense, right? So if I think about it that way as well, like the women were more powerful than the men. They ran the house, they did that. So but for me, I'm more about, as funny as this is, just totally ironic, I'm about all abuse, because I know through my experiences and through my friends' experience, women abused us men. Now we know we're unique as men in this situation, and we make sure that we know that, and everyone knows that.
Just to go off what you said, when you say abuse, are you talking about like physical or emotional? Like what type of abuse are you talking about?
Within myself, or with, what do you mean?
Like when you just said abuse. So abuse.
Oh, I just mean abuse, just like literally in the sense of physical, emotional, spiritual. There's so many different ways that you can abuse someone.
Right. So like for a woman, like how does a woman abuse a man? Like for you, like in that case.
There's many ways.
But like how have you, like you said you experienced it? I'm sorry.
Physically, a person could put their hands on you.
Yeah.
Physically. Yeah. Emotionally, manipulation is something that a lot of women do. On the simplest terms, on the simplest ways. Crying, for example. So like if I tell you the way I feel, and I'm being logical and I'm being respectful, and then you start crying. Again, you can cry over that, but at the end of the day, if you're crying over me telling you how I feel, that's a form of abuse. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's these underhanded things, when you add them all together, that really can manipulate somebody, right? And can really do something. And when you put them all together, it's abuse.
Right. And I totally agree with you. I do believe that women and men, like anybody is capable of abuse. And I feel like with women, it is more of an emotional thing, especially when you said with the crying. And not, because there's a lot of women that don't admit when they're wrong.
Yes, and that's a form of abuse. Yes, manipulation. Yes.
Yeah. So they don't validate your feelings. That's what it sounds like you're saying. They're not validating your feelings. They come to them with something, and then they try to they put up that, either stonewall you or whatever it is. I've seen it many times before about it. But with girls, like, I feel like they mostly experience like physical abuse, and then like emotional. That's what I was trying to get at.
It's more overt abuse.
Yeah.
I would say, like, in the sense of like, in like where the girl's probably not yelling, the man is yelling. The man, there's a more dominance, physical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? 100%. 100%.
I get what you're saying, and like going back of what you said, like women have more like masculine energy now, and like everybody has masculine and feminine energy, and I feel like if men only play into their masculine side and they don't balance their feminine energy, it becomes toxic.
Definitely. And a lot of men don't do that.
Exactly. So then like you're dealing with that too. And that's why I think, it is 50-50, because girls now we're exercising, especially me in sales. I automatically, once I go into my profession, I automatically have to put into that masculine energy, because like I'm teaching you something. I'm basically breaking down what a RAM is, breaking down like the technology, and then trying to sell you something, right? So that's like it's just learning how to balance it, but at the same time, it's like, that's why I think it's 50-50, because like women now, I feel like we just have like a huge platform, and then guys, I feel like, they're watching us do so much stuff. Like there's so many women out there starting these business, like they're doing lashes, they're doing nails, they're doing so many things now. And it's like, how can we ignore that? Like, I feel like if we ignore what we have, like where we started and like where we are now, we're no longer like taking recognition on where we are, like where we used to be. We couldn't even vote back in the day.
So I feel like you're like saying like, you're like, yo, we should be looking at on a strength-based approach, like a more positive, look at us, look at what we've done.
Yeah.
Like strength-based.
I think we should always like, celebrate the small wins, because it's actually massive. Like it plays a huge role. Because the fact that we can like now start our own business whenever we want. Right. But it's also when it goes back to, and it's just kind of weird, like when it goes back to religion and culture, I feel like women should be, and I know I'm probably gonna get like, I don't know how other women feel about this, but women should learn how to be submissive to their husband. I don't think a woman should ever be talking down to their man or ever make him look stupid in public or something like that. Like, I cringe when I see like women yelling at men.
Vice versa. I think both ways.
Yeah, both ways.
Yes.
I'm gonna end this this question. I answer the final questions, but I know everyone was saying some great things. The points of this, guys, though, everyone watching this is that every one of us said different things. Somebody said 70-30, someone said 50-50, someone said 80-20. This is the reason why there's no equality. Everybody has their own opinion on what is equality. So until we can really have this conversation and agree and make it 50-50, that's the only way. So whatever any of the women said, I support. I want it to be 50-50. I'm just saying from what I see and what I've experienced, and this is what they're also saying, that it might not be, but we want it to. So we're hoping to get there. So we're going to the speed round. Every person can answer, like, just name the 3 people, and then we're gonna move on. So favorite female athlete, favorite female artist, and favorite female activist. I'll go first and then continue from there. I'm gonna go with I was gonna say Serena Williams, but I'm gonna go with Candace Parker because she had an amazing WNBA career. The way she transitioned for the NBA and WNBA, I just respect that she has a career after the sport. Favorite female artist, I'm gonna go with Rihanna because I'm Asian, so there's a bias. Usually I have no bias, but yeah, I do. And then I just love her business mind. People are forcing her to be music. She thinks, no, she's living her life by how her roles, which is something that, you know, you could respect. And then she does a lot more than me. And like other artists. And then activists, I might have to go with, honestly, like, this person not activist, but I have to go with, I'm gonna say Oprah and Ellen DeGeneres. The topics they bring up into society, they address things people don't want to address. I love that. Because the topics I just personally don't want to address it. When they address it, I'm like, thank you for addressing it. Like, you know, and I love that it's a woman that's also addressing this.
I'm really bad with sports, so like I don't really follow it. But I think a really good female athlete that I've recently been reading on, her name is Sania Mirza. She's like an Indian badminton player, and she made it pretty far, and she created a pretty good name. Activist, she's also a producer, but she's done some really good movies recently, and I love what she puts out on like Twitter and stuff like that. She makes me very aware of what's around. But Ava DuVernay, I think. Yeah, I think that's her name. She's done like the 13th. She's done a few movies like When They See Us, that kind of stuff. And then artists, I don't have to tell you guys. Like, do I really?
Beyonce.
Definitely Beyonce, always up there for me. And I think I'm gonna give an honorable mention to Mindy Kaling, because for brown girls, for me as a brown girl, she's an inspiration. She's on TV, she's creating waves, and she's a producer, a writer, a fashion, like she's done a lot. So for me, she's an honorable mention.
Okay, so for an athlete, I do like and respect Simone Biles. And I forgot this athlete's name though, but she got scrutinized for being trans, I believe. And she was a runner. I forgot her name. We studied her for Women's Transforming the World. So I'll come back after I look at my platform to check. But favorite artist at the moment, because I listen to like a lot of female artists, including Rihanna and Beyonce. But at the moment, I love Chungha. She just released her new studio album, and it's amazing. Hip-hop artist from Texas, so she's amazing. And then finally, activists. There's a lot of activists I respect, but right now, I really would like to say Greta Thunberg. She's amazing. I love her work. Though she's younger than me in age, I I respect her so much, and I really look up to her because at such a young age, like she's learning about something that even I didn't like really put my mind to at first, but I really got into it even like a little bit before, but I wasn't doing much, but I really got into it like after she kept pointing out like the facts and like, you know, started doing like protests and stuff. So I respect her a lot.
I have no like, I don't know, man. Michelle Obama, Serena Williams, I don't even know how she's doing it. She's just doing it to them every year, and you guys are gonna laugh, but yo, I don't care. Like this lady, growing up, I was like, yo, listen, I don't really Miss, what's her name, Miss Huxtable? Yeah. Look, yeah, from the Cosby Show. Listen, man.
Oh, Bobby.
She can do it all. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I know it's not a real person, but like, listen, Miss Huxtable, listen, she's a real woman, man. She deals with the household. She works. She does everything. She's 5-star. Okay, and this is from like when I was like 8 years old. I was watching. I was like, yo, she does everything, and like you would never even. Her work never gets involved. She's always on it. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's it. That's what it is. And Michelle Obama's a gangster. You guys know how she going. She has her own voice. She's the first lady. We're all the first lady. You know what time it is.
Yeah. So my favorite sports, what is it called? What were you asking? The three?
Favorite female
athlete, yeah. Okay. So athlete, it's the Pakistani cricket team, the female cricket team's captain, Bisma Maroof. That's my favorite athlete, activist. Currently, it is Muniba Mazari, who's now a model who is wheelchair bound. She's an activist. She's a motivational speaker. She was married very young, and then she got into an accident and she had to get a divorce because her husband was abusive. And now she's a motivational speaker, and she's so in touch with her heritage and her religion and everything. Like, she truly represents what women can and cannot do in terms of religion, culture. Like, she's taking everything is balanced. So I like seeing that, you know, world on one hand, and also like your whatever is important to you, if it's religion or spirituality. And finally, my favorite artist would be Abda Perveen. She sings like Sufi stuff, but she's also a very respectful, very well-spoken woman. Yeah, that's it.
Activist, I guess Michelle Obama. But there's a girl named I don't know, I forget it. Tamika Mallory. I don't remember her name, but like I guess she's like new to the scene. She was like the speaker of the Black History. They were doing the parade, and she started talking. I'll send it to the group chat. But like, yeah, she's dope too. Actor. Sports athlete. The Dan Taurasi or Shelly Ann Fraser. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but she does track, or she did track, but she retired. What's the last one? Athlete, activist,
Artist.
No, I guess you could say like a Fantasia or a Keisha Cole. Yeah, but today's world, I don't have anybody still.
I know you were hurt when Keisha lost that versus to Ashanti, fam.
Yo, to me, she didn't lose. Yo, I don't care what people say, but she didn't lose. But anyway, I'm not gonna argue today.
Keisha's my favorite too. Like, she's one of my, but like the placement. Sorry, bro. I'm gonna leave you alone. He's hurt right now. Tiana.
Serena Williams, Alicia Keys, and a woman named Glow. She's on Instagram. She has a podcast. I'm obsessed with her carousel. She's trying to help people become better allies for the Black community. So those are my three.
Lovely. Jordan.
I was going through my Instagram trying to look for influencers. Didn't find any. But because I follow a lot of dumb stuff. But so we're gonna go with favorite athlete. Man, this is crazy. I literally had it in my brain. Oh, Amanda Nunes. She's sick. UFC fighter, can whoop a lot of men's butts, guaranteed. Favorite artist, Mariah Carey. Yeah, probably Mariah or Rihanna. I don't know, man. Beyonce's a little overrated, but you know, it is what it is. But you want to know what's not overrated? Lips. And my my favorite influence is my mom, my grandma. You didn't say it had to be a celebrity, right? So my grandma, definitely.
I'm moving on to the next question. I want to answer that one of your questions. I want to share my voice, etc. Last 2 minutes of the podcast, the last thing I would like for all of us to do, like 10 seconds of, is to just give some words of wisdom to the woman audience, younger, older, whatever age you could be. Just share some give them some empowerment. What words of advice could you give a young woman or older woman that watch this podcast? So for me, I'll go quickly. My advice would be to don't be afraid to try new things and always keep learning. There's women out here that you guys are thinking about doing a new business. You're thinking about exercising. You're thinking about sharing your voice. Don't be afraid. Don't hold back. Just do it. And that I need you guys to do that because I want to see the quality. And in order for that equality to happen, you need to start that business. You need to prepare yourself into a higher position so that you guys can share your voices more often, more consistently. And now we can really address the topic of equality. So that's for me. I'm just gonna go in order of who I see on here. So I'm gonna go unmute to Jerome. Jerome, what is like a 10-second advice you can give to women that you know can help them, like empower them, like get them to the next level?
Just support each other. I don't have anything. I don't know what to say. I support each other. I really I know you guys are, but like consistency is so important, right? And people are always looking for weaknesses. So never show. Well, I mean, like, don't say never show weakness, but like, just you guys are getting there. Like when I say getting there, you guys are. It's going. I feel like it will be 50-50. I feel some way somehow, but I feel like it just has to be a consistent thing, and everyone has to come together. That's what I'd say.
All right, thank you, Jerome. I'm gonna go to Alia. There's some words of wisdom that you'd love to give a young lady or older lady or any woman that is watching this podcast or listening.
First of all, keep your head up high, not even high, up. Just keep looking forward. And on top of that, remember that society is made up of individuals. Become the change you want to see.
Thank you. Jessica.
I would just say to keep your motivation going, keep your head strong, and don't let anybody kind of change your ways. You be true to who you are.
Jordan.
I would say first things first, who the heck am I? I'm a man. So don't listen to me. Second thing, when it comes to like being a woman. Second thing is that I feel just live your own truth, so on and so forth. Within that, I still feel that within living your own truth, be realistic, be real, and understand stuff, understand society and have awareness. But please, just do you, be beautiful, and that's it. I don't know what else to say other than that,
Steve?
Quick, just stay. I'm upside down.
No, you straight.
Oh, whatever. But yeah, stay strong. Don't give up. There's gonna be times where you're gonna be challenged, and you're gonna feel like everything is against you. Just don't give up. Stay strong, and everything will be good.
Appreciate it. Talia?
I would say just believe in yourself, trust yourself, stay true to yourself. Don't believe don't believe anyone who doesn't support you in any kind of way, either like your bills, isn't there when you're at your lowest. Because at the end of the day, everyone's going to have their opinions by just looking at what you're doing. But you know what's going down, you, and that's all that matters. As long as you know you and you know yourself and you stay true to yourself, that's just everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and last but not least, Tiana.
Hey, my advice to young women, find your identity, know that you are made on purpose for a purpose. Like the lady said, like stay true to yourself. Don't ever lose yourself in someone. And if you do, forgive yourself and pick yourself back up. And like we've been saying again, educate yourself. Education is key. Always be educating yourself. Always be learning a new skill and equip yourself. And know that it's not how many resources you have, but how resourceful you are. It doesn't matter what cards you're dealt with in this life. You can always turn it around if you just know how to use your resources and tap into that. Always network. That was a lot, but I just have to make sure I cover every area. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank all you guys for sharing your words of wisdom. Thank you for participating in Rexdale Radio. Shout out Boys and Girls Club. Shout out A&S. Shout out the youth. Shout out all of you. Shout out to Lear, Tiana, Jessica, Jordan, Jerome, Steve, Alia, Bambo, myself, Kai. And for you women, the 4 women that are in here, you guys are all smart. You guys are all beautiful. You guys are all successful. You guys are all lovely. You guys are all influential. And keep doing what you guys are doing for the community, as well as just support one another. Take this opportunity, you guys all have important voices. So you guys have to help each other to propel that voice so that other women could want to share the same message for women's empowerment. Like Jerome was saying earlier, there shouldn't be one day that we're, celebrating women. One day we're celebrating men. We should be celebrating you guys all the time. And thank you guys for being here and to celebrate you guys. All right, so this is the end of this week's episode. Stay tuned next week. We're going to see what we do. And that's our cue.